When I first spoke with the nuncio about my retirement and this transition, that was last May, I asked for a successor who would care for and guide our people, speak the truth with conviction and charity, and live a faithful witness to Jesus Christ. Archbishop Perez is a man who already knows and loves the church in Philadelphia and is already known and loved by our priests and people. He was ordained a priest of Philadelphia. He is a graduate of St. Charles Borromeo Seminary. He's respected and well-liked by our priests, many of whom are his friends. And he served with distinction as one of our pastors before his ministry as a bishop. If you want to know what his parishioners thought of him, and that's the most important thing for priests, what they thought of him here in Philadelphia, just Google his name on Catholic Philly from July 2012, as he was preparing to leave the Archdiocese for service as one of the auxiliary bishops of Rockville Center. He was enthusiastically supported and very well loved by the people he served as pastor, and for good reason. He's a good man, a man of deep Catholic faith, with the skills, character, and warmth that will make him an exceptional leader here in Philadelphia. He is exactly the man with exactly the abilities our church needs. I'm very grateful to our Holy Father, Pope Francis, for sending him home to us here in Philadelphia. So, my dear brother priests and bishops, fellow religious, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the next Archbishop of Philadelphia, Archbishop-elect Nelson Perez.
Well, needless to say that this is a surprise. Back in 2012, I was pastor of St. Agnes in Westchester. And my last Sunday there before I was named the bishop was actually Pentecost Sunday. And I got up and I spoke very eloquently about how God is a God of surprises, only to find out that 24 hours later I would be eating those words when I was called that I was going to be made a bishop and sent to Rockville Center. Then I was called one day in Rockville Center. I was celebrating Mass in a parish on a Saturday, and my phone rings in the sacristy. I just got into the sacristy, it's filled with people, and there's this little code word that these nuncios use, is, "Are you alone?" And if they say, "Are you alone?" then watch out. So I was told then that I was going to be the Bishop of Cleveland. Saturday morning, I was down in Florida visiting my mom, and about 10 of 9, the phone rings, and it's the nuncio. And guess what he said? "Are you alone?" And I said to him, "Archbishop, you're not changing me again, are you?" And he said, "I'm not. That's what the Holy Father is." And I said, "So where am I going now?" And he says, "Are you sitting?" And I says, "Oh, God." And he said, "Philadelphia." And I said, "You're kidding me." I was shocked, just absolutely shocked. Once a Philadelphia priest, always a Philadelphia priest. So the part of me that has that identity inside of me cannot wrap its head around being the Archbishop of Philadelphia. It doesn't compute. but it is what the Lord wants and what the Holy Father wants. When I left in 2012, I never really thought I would be back, though I never kind of left either, right? Because I left ministerially, but I didn't leave humanly. So my closest friends are here. So I'm grateful to the Holy Father for placing like this huge trust in me that I really don't deserve. I really don't deserve. I am concerned. I have a great concern. I'm concerned of the shoes that I have to fill. And they're his shoes. Archbishop Chaput's shoes. As I said, once a Philly priest, always a Philly priest. You carry it kind of inside you. And it's interesting because when I've been back for one thing or another and I run into Philly priests, it's like I saw them yesterday. I don't know if you understand that. It's like you're just part of them. And what wonderful priests we have. Give them a round of applause. I look forward to meeting the younger priests that have been ordained in the time that I've been away. Know that I hold you close to my heart. You will be very close to my heart, and I can't wait to see you again as I begin to visit parishes and schools and institutions around the Philadelphia area. Un saludo especial a la comunidad hispana de la Iglesia de Filadelfia que me vio crecer desde que en realidad era seminarista, cuando tenía pelo negro y pesaba 50 libras menos. I just said that the Hispanic community of Philadelphia saw me grow up from my times as a seminarian here when I had jet black hair and I weighed 50 pounds less. Un saludo muy especial a ustedes. Para muchos de ustedes yo fui y seguiré siendo simplemente el Padre Nelson. Right? Many of them just call me Father Nelson. And I've been that for them and will continue to be that for them. Tengo mucho entusiasmo encontrarme otra vez con las caras nuevas, pero también las caras más veteranas que conocía tan profundamente, miembros de nuestra comunidad hispana. Tengo alegría y entusiasmo de conocer a aquellos que se han unido a caminar a esa comunidad veterana que lleva aquí tantos años trabajando y por la iglesia con gran empeño y con gran pasión, que vienen ahora de tantos países distintos, ¿no? De México, Santo Domingo, son 23 países latinoamericanos que componen lo que es la comunidad hispana en los Estados Unidos y aquí también. Les pido que pidan por mí y les prometo que yo pediré por ustedes. Mi sueño es llevar una visión que enraizada en la visión pastoral del Papa Francisco, de una iglesia, una comunidad de discípulos misioneros que se haga realidad cada día más y más en nuestra vida, una comunidad que tome iniciativa, una comunidad que se engendra, que acompaña con la verdad del Evangelio, que da fruto y que vive con un espíritu de profunda alegría. In a particular way, I also want to say something to the victims that have been hurt by the church. In fact, by some of our very own. That I and we continue to pray for your healing, and support, that you hold you deep within our hearts those who have been hurt. Should have never happened, and we are sorry. In closing, I pray for that the vision that Pope Francis presents in the Joy of the Gospel, that wonderful pastoral exhortation of a community of missionary disciples, will be ever vibrant and powerful in the church here in Philadelphia. a community of missionary disciples that he describes as a community that takes initiative, is out in the forefront, is engaged in the world around it, accompanies with the truth of the gospel, is fruitful, and is joyful. And so pray for me as I promise that I will do for you. And I'm going to leave you with a little phrase that really has become very, and I'm going to ask you to learn it actually. It's a little phrase that I tell all the young people that I confirm. So right now at this point, after 7.5 years, is probably thousands of young people that span now 3 states: New York, Ohio, and I've done confirmations in Cleveland as well, and they taught them. And this is how it goes. Never underestimate the power of the Holy Spirit working in you, through you, and despite you. So I'd like you to repeat that with me. Never underestimate the power of the Holy Spirit working in you, through you, and despite you. God bless you.